Alright,
Okay,
good.
so,
I don't know, don't cut it.
Sterling, I first met you 48 years ago when I was a junior in high school and you were dating Beth. In fact, the first memory I have of you is that you took Beth to the first varsity basketball game I ever played against Mayfield High School. That was a big day for me. Two other factors were significant about that day and game. Kennedy was shot that day and we lost the game. However, the most positive memory I have about that day is that you were there with Beth supporting me at the game. And I didn't even see you in the stands or meet you in person that night, but I knew you were there with Beth. This memory is still clear to me as if it just occurred. Another important memory I have of you is my perception of you as a strong, grounded, and intelligent family man. Your caring and loving nature shows up in the form of always being there for your family. In this, there is no doubt. When our family lived in Virginia for 7 years, I remember that we were able to see each other frequently for family gatherings in Ohio and Virginia. Hopefully we will be able to have more such connections in the future. I thank you, Sterling, for being a most exceptional brother-in-law. Happy birthday, Bill Wilson.
That was very nice.
Absolutely.
Awesome day.
Absolutely. So, Penny Rubner. I think that what stands out for me most, is that all of us young cousins always called him Uncle Junior. I was probably 8 or 9 before I realized why we called him that. I always thought he was our uncle, since he was so much older than us. Anyhow, I still fondly think of him as my Uncle Junior. Have a wonderful birthday. Love, Penny.
Good. All those
And then she put in parentheses Sterling's younger cousin who will be turning 60 this summer.
Oh my.
Oh boy.
Well, that's why there's 15 years difference, yeah.
Yeah, the Rubners and the Lampheres all call him Uncle Junior.
Basically, it came from the Rubner.
Oh.
From Roger Graber.
Okay.
Feeling honored writing this on behalf of your 75th birthday. Those were the best of times meeting with you, Gene Seller, and the rest of the gang each and every day before the beginning of school in the back of the cafeteria. Remember, we even at times would get the word at the school that school had been canceled due to bad weather in the early morning hours after you had risked your life driving from Newark to Grand to school.
Yeah.
To be honest, the early morning discussions is where the major decisions were made in running the school system. Your good friend, Bill Northrop, would disagree. However, this small group made the major decisions for the school system. Sterling, you need to know that those were the best of times of my life. I will never forget those moments. Hope things are going well for you, your lovely wife, and your family. Carol still gets together with Gene Seller almost monthly. From what I hear, we retired at the right time.
Reese.
Would love to get together with you sometime to reminisce those old times. Hope you enjoy your 75th birthday. I'm not far behind you. God bless, Roger Graber. And he did reach out and ask for your home number and address and things like that.
Good. They're still in Worthington.
Yeah.
Absolutely. From Sean Wilson. So your expectations here. Please tell your dad happy birthday. I'm sorry to say I don't have many memories of your dad. I think I was too young the few times we visited. The only thing I remember was that he had a massive chair he used to sit in front of the TV. It may have just seemed massive to me because of my size at the time. I also remember him watching football.
Yeah.
I hope to see your family soon.
You got it.
Love, Sean. I'll read one more. Let's see who this is from. Susan Bookwalter.
Oh, good. Sue Bookwalter.
Okay, a second. Gotta back it up here. I have known your dad since the first day I joined Worthington High School staff in September 1972. 40 years.
Wow.
He was and still is a gentleman who was always interested in education of our students. He helped those of us new to the career of teaching to find our teaching legs and how to be firm and be fair in the classroom. Together we have laughed over the many foibles
Yep.
and pranks of the students and worked through many very serious problems some have suffered. Throughout all of these experiences, Sterling Apthorp could always be counted on to hold steady hand, to hold a steady hand, a kind hand, but a firm hand, which was one of the real reasons Worthington High School ranked so highly in the state of Ohio and nationally. Two instances stand out in my mind concerning your father. The first happened very early in my teaching career. My classroom was located very close to your dad's office. One afternoon, one of the football players was feeling his superiority as a senior and his need to not be in the class. The kid was given a choice, detention or 3 whacks spent over your dad's office. Detention meant that he couldn't attend football practice, thus relinquishing his spot on the field Friday night. So this young man volunteered to enjoy 3 whacks from your dad's Board of Education that hung in his office.
Wait a minute. How many boards did you go through?
Oh, I don't know.
Plenty.
I put through enough.
Yes.
Through enough.
Well, I can think
So
of
Les Eisenhower built me one out of oak.
minimum of 3. I can think of.
Well, anyways.
He broke over kids' butts.
Yep.
The rule was that these corporal punishments had to have an observer. So guess who your dad chose? I was so flustered as I watched that I fear the kid did not receive the full significance of his punishment. He and your dad were laughing at me so much that I am sure the perpetrator's punishment was somehow lost.
Oh my gosh.
The second incident was the evening your dad was named to the Worthington High School Hall of Fame. You may even have been in attendance. Yes, we were.
Yes, we were.
This coveted announcement was made on the academic awards night. This assembly often ran quite long. True to form, your dad had not gone home between the end of school and the gathering. He would pop in often to watch the awarding of the scholarships and the honors, but would then go on to his office and catch up on his ever-mounting work on his desk. The Hall of Fame recipient is held as a secret, so when your Sterling's accolades were announced and then his name, he was in his office. Several of us dispatched.
He was on
No,
the
I
way
know.
He's on his way home.
Well, several of us were dispatched to retrieve him as he could be honored with his well-deserved standing ovation. He had no idea and was quite moved, but those of us who knew Sterling Apthorp and who have worked closely with your dad certainly recognize the profound gifts that he shared with his faculty, staff, and students of WHS. So a little lost in memory there because we hit a deer on the way home that
Yes.
night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
That was
And
kinda hard.
actually, we obviously passed on the road.
yeah, probably. Yeah, probably. I could go on and on with commencement stories, tales of committee meeting incidents, and the many other areas in which we shared fun and work. After all, he taught me the chicken dance at a teacher social at the Manor Court.
The Menicore.
Metaphor.
Suffice it to say, Sterling Apthorp was a fine educator, a wonderful mentor, and a great friend. Love to a very young 75-year-old, and may you enjoy many more years with Beth and your children and grandchildren. Susan Rosenberg, Hope Walter.
It was Sue Rosenberg when she came to
When she
work.
started, she married a neat guy.
Yeah, Mike is very nice.
She was a great gal.
Okay, so I actually have to do 2 more, I'm sorry. Real quick, and then
Okay.
this is from Sam Seipel.
Okay.
I'd like to start with thanking you for so much of all your hard work at the state meet. It's been a pleasure to work with you and learn from you. I also want to wish you a happy birthday. I always wonder who was older, you or Bob Albright.
Thanks.
But I know you are much older. Just kidding, Sterling. Have a great day.
Oh, that's grade.
That's Sam.
We're gonna
Yes.
have to kill him.
Yes.
Sam doesn't, with that white hair and that face still doesn't look over 35 though.
Oh, I know.
Okay. So we have to end with the rest of Ollie's
Okay.
email. Yes.
Okay.
So.
Oh.
Okay.
Ollie.
Okay, Reese. I have known Sterling Apthorp for approximately 50 years.
Thanks for the help, Coach. My pleasure. But if you expect to get me boob, I'm gonna need a buttload of Twinkies.
50.
Alright.
Where's the bag? Yeah. Where's the bag? Nothing's in there. Did you look in
Mommy,
the?
okay?
Mommy.
Don't trip over my feet.
I'm sorry.
Mommy.
Yes, that was pretty bad.
No.
Mommy.
Get you in the
But-
hospital.
The boy's brother
Dog
didn't
goes to
see
shit
it
after
anywhere
that.
and it was green.
Ew.
It was yucky.
Yeah, it was yucky.
Okay.
He peed on the bed.
Okay. Okay. So following is the summary of my memories.
Okay.
Hey, Apper.
Yeah.
Number 1.
Again.
Oh, we're gonna start this with this one tomorrow. Just again.
Okay, yes. I remember the cruise
I don't know where there are any other
that you and Beth and Betty and I went on.
Mommy, where am I
Yeah,
gonna
okay.
sleep?
On the bed for now. Go on.
Yeah.
Move
But
it.
I'm gonna
Hey.
sleep on the couch.
Go on, please. Yes,
Okay.
later. I just want to share it real quick and we'll start
All
it
right. Go
tomorrow.
ahead.
Is
Okay,
he talking
you don't-
about that
Okay,
Orf-
fine. That's
the
fine.
Orf-
We'll,
Orbo?
we'll,
The Orf-
we'll
the
talk
Orbo.
about it.
Laura,